Human Zoo. This movie is a dog turd of a movie. It's bad. It made me so angry as a viewer that it broke my social anxiety of creating my first YouTube video just so I could shit on it. Welcome in, by the way. My name's Maddie. 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even know how it got that much. It's not even the kind of bad where it's so bad that it's good. It's just god fucking awful. So if I have to suffer, you have to suffer with me. Recently, I've been on a bit of a horror binge on Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I was quickly running out of things that were interesting. Lo and behold, the poster of Human Zoo. Looks kind of interesting. Ominous red porthole, screaming limbs and people's faces. In combination with the summary, which reads, contestants compete for a $1 million prize by subjecting themselves to live streaming, solitary imprisonment, and other psychological horrors at the hands of this sinister television producer. Little did I know there's not really a vetting process for Amazon Prime. In fact, with a short Google search, I found out that anyone can publish on Amazon for free. That explains a lot. The majority of the film was also improvised, with there being over 100 hours of recorded footage for only 9 pages of script. And this becomes very apparent very quickly. Here's the plot. They get locked up. So, we start out in the green room for auditions. Straight away, the producer's assistant comes in and tells them, "We do not have time to wait for you." And we get no context as to why she's mad. She calls out Marcus Wright, who I would just like to point out is the only character who actually has a name. And boy, does he not let you forget it, because every single clip he is in, he says it. They go through interviews with each of the characters one by one to show us their personalities, and it's really like they tried to tick some boxes here, and I really don't think I have to explain why.
Okay, why do you think you should be cast as solitary confinement?
The other game shows, they ask you a lot of questions. I was never really any good at that.
Okay, bud. Looks like you still aren't.
I mean, look at me. I like me. You like me too. You ain't gonna tell me you like me, but you like me.
What is the most interesting thing about you?
My cock.
What are you most afraid of?
Stillness, and quiet, so that's gonna be interesting.
Well, but do I have some news for you? Then we get a cat lady who has a baby voice.
And what would you do with $1 million prize if you win?
Well, I would buy more snow globes. I would get my cats a better flea medicine and more furniture.
I mean, same. I can't even clown on her for that one. The My Cock guy is just weird. He gets angry at them from reading from script. I don't know, maybe because they're predetermined questions. Clearly a man's never been in an interview before, but he gets angry and he just leaves. So I really don't know what the purpose of his character was at all, other than just to make me laugh, even though I was supposed to be really uncomfortable at that. They're back in the green room and the assistant comes in to read the names of the people that got through. She reads Marcus Wright, and then the audio cuts out and circus music starts playing. I'm not kidding. This is unedited.
We have Marcus Wright.
In the IMDb, it states that no character actually has a name, so during this clip, she's reading aloud their real names. I can't make this shit up. They're brought into a second room where they are congratulated, but I'm just sitting here laughing at the fact that this guy is just picking up this woman's hair and sniffing it. Anyway, this new character is just clearly standing in the corner of a room, pretending she's walked in from further away.
Hey everyone!
Oh, hey.
I've decided to name her IPL, not Intense Pulse Light, no, or Indian Premier League. I've decided IPL because ice pick lobotomy.
Awesome. Yay.
She explains that somehow the show has already been picked up for a second season, so now instead of $1 million, the winner will now win $2 million. We go back into the interviews again so the characters can introduce themselves as if we hadn't had enough already, and we get this.
Megan, I love you so much.
We finally meet this sinister producer as he greets the contestants and tells them the rules of the show. He explains that if you hold your fists above your head in an X and say, "I quit," in a few minutes you will be released.
You will not be freed unless you quit.
For some reason after this he walks out of the room and he overhears some random person, we don't know who they are, talking like this as if they're on speakerphone and saying the contestants are weird and they don't know where they found them. She then hears the producer walk up behind her and she quickly takes herself off speakerphone as if that's going to make her voice quieter, and that's the end of the clip. This literally has nothing to do with anything. What is the point? And I think that is going to be the main message of this movie. What is the point? The contestants are now in individual green rooms and two employees walk in and start whispering and acting really creepy towards the women and really aggressive and casually racist towards the men. For what reason? Couldn't tell ya. They put a bag over their head and escort them to the showers. They then force them to strip in the most overexposed shot I've ever seen, and once they're done showering, they give them no towel and force them to put on the clothes that they'll be wearing in the cell. Now, this is a fairly straightforward scene. Green room, bag overhead,
A bag. What am I, groceries?
shower,
And you? How many monster drinks you want a day?
no towel.
What are you gonna do with it? Put it around your head? You look like a towel head. Get dressed.
Clothes, right? However, we go through the same bit with 6 contestants, and it's not like they cut them all up and rearrange them together. No, it's the same sequence 6 times in a row. Can you tell I hate this movie? Because I hate this movie. We are finally shown the cells, which, fun fish fact, they are an 8 foot by 8 foot square made of concrete board and plywood. There is only one cell and it is made in a garage and there is no door or windows. It is in fact, one of the walls has a deadbolt and a hinge so they can lock the contestants in there. Contestants have a yoga mat to sleep on, a bucket to have fun with, and they are given a bottle of water and a styrofoam box of oatmeal a day. We can use these boxes to count how many days they've been inside. We are then shown the producer in this dimly lit classroom-ass looking office with 2 mismatched laptops in front of him. He ominously sips his beverage while looking at the most poorly green screen shot I've ever seen. Why they didn't just play an actual clip on the laptop itself? I don't know. We now have 81 minutes left of the movie, and what we get for the most part is the corner of the cells while the actors improvise. And this shot makes sense, I guess, because this is what the audience on the internet is going to be seeing, so keep that in mind. Let's go through a run through of the characters. We have Hippie Guy, and no, I'm not calling him Marcus Wright. G.I. Joe, Sports Ball, Lara Croft, Goatee, Old Man Jenkins, Mr. Robot, Max Swears a Lot, TED Talk, Cat Lady, The Bitch, Prom Queen, Blonde Number 1, Blonde Number 2, and Blonde Number 3. It's day 1 and it's been 4 hours and we already have our first contestant laughing maniacally. Come on girl, keep it together. TED Talk is just constantly shown to go on rants about random topics. Like here he is talking about vaginas.
We just have to jackhammer way into a hole, and eventually we're gonna ejaculate, and then that's like gravy for us. While women are much more complicated. Like it's not just a hole. It's all complicated piece of machinery with all these nooks and crannies and wonders and mysteries and horrors and terrors and.
Confirmed. He also drinks old man pee.
And this water, it it tastes like an old man's piss.
40 minutes later of all of them doing the same thing, laughing, pacing, sweating, rearranging their cell. Ew, gross, oatmeal. We get our first clip of Cat Lady, who has miraculously dropped her baby voice and is claiming that she is feeling sick.
Hey, if anyone can hear me, I'm not feeling well.
Day 2, we get our first quitters in Old Man Jenkins and Blonde Number 2. We get 6 more minutes of talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before improv of pacing, screaming, crying, sweating, all of the above for all of the contestants. We come back to Old Man Jenkins, who honestly doesn't look like he's moved at all since his last clip. 2 days after he's quit, so he hasn't been let out. Oh, spooky. Uh-oh.
This isn't a game. That didn't mean anything, did it?
Another contestant starts throwing around water bottles, and this isn't privy to the plot at all. I just thought it was hilarious that they decided to use the same sound clip 3 times in a row. After another barrage of rotating views of all the characters, we get a close-up of TED Talk.
It's saying something when the smell of my own shit has become quite endearing, actually. Just.
So now the whole realism bit is just thrown out the window, and it's quite jarring. Somehow, a different angle makes this movie worse. And as soon as it was giveth, it was taketh away. Cat Lady now quits. She has styrofoam in her nose, supposedly to block out the smell, and we get another close-up of Old Man Jenkins just sweating up a storm.
I quit.
McSwearzeloft and Lara Croft now quit, and Cat Lady has totally resumed her normal voice. I don't know if the actor forgot or if it was just her character's weird ploy to get on the show in the first place, but it was just never explained.
I'm sorry, I'm probably overreacting.
We're then shown Sports Ball doing the cha-cha real smooth in the corner, and then after complains that he was never provided a napkin because now his hands are sticky for some reason. And Blonde Number 3 quits. McSwearzelot starts throwing her own shit at the camera. She doesn't get very far because she's so disgusted that she has to stop. I honestly don't understand her thought process. I want their attention. The best way that I could do that is make them not be able to see me anymore. So then they're going to make someone come into my room and fix it, right? Okay, Where can I find a pre-made, thick, paste-like substance? My oatmeal that gets delivered every day. My own shit. The bitch quits. At this point, I'm just waiting for something to actually happen. Sports Ball, G.I. Joe, and Goatee, bet you forgot about him, all quit as well. Sports Ball writes "fuck you" on the wall in his own shit. And from here on, we pretty much only get close-ups. And I think the only reason why that is now there's too much shit on the walls that it would be too easy to tell that they're all actually in the same room. Cat Lady starts having a seizure and she's throwing up.
What the fuck?
Hippie Man quits, and I'd just like to point out that in the beginning I said that we could count the boxes to tell how many days they've been in here. So in his room there are currently 8. A few seconds later, it actually tells us it's day 6. The timestamps are irrelevant, they don't matter. So if you're gonna put them in, why would you get them wrong? He starts crying in close-up that he wants to see his wife and kids. Up until this point, and we are actually nearly finished, he has never mentioned them before. I thought this guy was single as fuck. I know this is improv, but what the hell? And the most dramatic part of the movie, somehow Goatee manages to snap his own neck. And then Hippie Guy runs into the wall and hits his head. And we are to assume that he dies. We get a couple more clips of everyone sweating, crying, screaming. And then the movie just ends. It just ends. I wish when I didn't know how to finish something that I could just cut it off. But I have to finish things, so that's my problem. Sorry. Undoubtedly the worst movie I have ever seen. There are no saving graces at all. I do not recommend seeking this out to watch. If you made it through to the end of this video, I hope you hate this movie as much as I do. And thank you so much for watching my first ever YouTube video. I would truly appreciate any feedback that you have in the comments below, and if you have any ideas of what you would like to see me make next. You can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Chasabel. I'm live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays if you wanted to come and hang out. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!